hello, and thank you for your support of Boka Restaurant during this time. We really appreciate you coming to us for your Christmas or holiday dinner. And we're just going to show you a simple, quick way on how to prepare the beef tenderloin that came in your box. So everybody at home got a silver box that has the beef tenderloin. You'll have some fleur-de-sel sea salt to finish, some garlic cloves, whole butter, salt, and thyme. The only other thing you really need is a saute pan, a rack that sits inside of a cookie pan, a large spoon or medium spoon, and a pair of tongs. The first thing that you do want to do at home is preheat your oven to 350 degrees and pull out the meat from your box for about 45 minutes just to bring it to a room temperature so it cooks more evenly. The second thing we're going to do is have your large saute pan on medium-high heat to start cooking the steak. So the first thing that we'll do with the regular salt over the rack is season the piece of meat really generously. Don't be shy with the salt. It's a really large piece of meat, and you want to make sure it penetrates it nicely. So once your meat is seasoned and your pan is almost smoking but not too hot, you're going to add all that butter. The little package of thyme and 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. So it's really important that you don't burn the butter, but you'll see it start to come to a sizzle, and that's how we start to cook the meat. Again, anybody that prefers to cook their meat a different way, you're more than welcome to cook the tenderloin any way you prefer. We're just showing you our favorite way, so feel free to do as you please. The way we're going to do it is also telling you to cook it to medium. That's my personal preference of eating meat. You're more than welcome to cook it to rare, to medium rare. On the cooking instructions, there will be different temperatures and times which to cook it to. 120, 125 is rare, 130 to 134 is medium rare, and 138 to 142 we like to cook it to medium. So once your butter starts to come to a boil, you'll hear a nice sizzle, and we're going to add the meat. And with your tongs, we just slowly turn the tenderloin and cook it for about 35 to 45 seconds on each side. You're just going to get a little bit of color. You don't want too much of a sear because there's not a lot of fat in tenderloin. And the harder you sear it, the drier the outside will get. You really want to swirl the butter, swirl the thyme so you get nice flavor in there. Again, 30 to 45 seconds on each side. You know, your butter will start to caramelize, turn a little bit brown, and that's what you're looking for flavor. Once the steak does come out and it goes into the oven, we will save that butter to finish the steak at the end when it comes out of the oven. So again, you'll see in here, it starts to get a little bit of color, still a little bit gray, no hard sear. You're continuously rolling it around so it doesn't cook unevenly on one side. And then we'll put it right back onto this rack. You'll continue to swirl the butter until it turns a nice golden brown. And then you'll turn the top stove off and reserve that butter until the beef comes out of the oven. We are going to go on a commercial break. with the magic of television. And when we come back, we'll have a perfectly cooked steak. We'll show you how to slice it and season it. And I hope everyone's turns out perfect at home. Hello and welcome back from your TV timeout. So we now have the finished steak. The steak for 4 has been in the oven for about 45 to 52 minutes. And if you have a steak kit for 2, we're looking at 30 to 35 minutes for medium. Again, everything is on the papers that for time and temperature, so you can read and do medium rare, medium, well done, whichever you prefer. Once the steak comes out of the oven, you really want to give it a long rest on your tray, uncovered, away from the heat for about 35 to 45 minutes, just to let the juices settle, so when you slice it, it doesn't run everywhere. You will have the butter that we saved from earlier, the brown butter with the garlic and the thyme, warmed up again on your stove, just so it's nice and loose to spoon over the meat at the end. We will go ahead with a sharp knife and take the twine off of the beef. And just make really nice slices. As you can see, it's cooked perfectly to medium. There's no juice running out because it's rested for the 30 to 45 minutes. When you're ready to plate it, you'll just put a couple of slices on the plate. Again, with the warm brown butter for flavor. We just like to spoon a little bit on top. You have your little container of the sea salt on top of each slice of the meat. And enjoy. Again, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts, from all of Boka Restaurant and Boka Restaurant Group, for joining us and supporting us and having this meal in your home for the holidays. And we hope to see you soon in the future when we're all hopefully back to normal. Happy holidays and stay safe. Thank you.